So welcome everyone to the day 18 of 21 days confidence booster challenge. Woohoo! Awesome. You guys have been fabulous in reaching till here. And today is going to be every topic where you say this. Today is actually my favorite topic. Something which I personally am going to be bragging about is my true strength, which I personally feel that for every single human being, we are social animals. This is the place we truly thrive. We truly get our fuel for, not only for our emotions, but we get our fuel to our soul. And what is it? It is our relationships in life. We can be doing anything in life, but if our relationships are not sorted, we'll always get sucked by that energy. How many of you here agree to the same? It could be with our spouse, it could be with our kids, it could be either at work. Wherever we go, we actually grow and thrive on the right relationship which we build around us. And today I'm going to be sharing with you all that what is going to be, what truly is a DNA of healthy relationship. And I want every single, some of you are going to be really saying, no, Shruti, this is not right. ये तो ऐसे नहीं पहले समझाया गया था, बचपन में तो ये सिखाया गया है या हमने ये सुना है, but this has been my belief. Today's session, I'm going to be breaking the beliefs of some of you. Some of you are going to be liking it. Some of you might not even agree to it. But what I want you to know is there's a science and it works. Most of the time, we people have got very influenced by Shah Rukh Khan. वो शाहरुख खान और जो काजोल वाला डीडीएलजी वाला प्यार है ना, उसने बहुत काम खराब करा है. Every one of us, when we get into the marriage, give me a smile in the chat. We're like, yeah, Shruti, मतलब मुझे तो मेरा शाहरुख खान मिला ही नहीं अभी तक. और maybe the men in the room के काजोल जैसी बंदी कहाँ पर है, वैसे वाला प्यार किधर है, किधर है, किधर है, किधर है. So we kind of got trained on the fact that the love has to be like, that DDLG वाला प्यार जिसमें ऐसे करके कोई हाथ खोल के खड़ा होगा and you're going to be the one who's going to be running. Okay, I hope I remember the right scene from the movie. But you know what? Reality में वो किधर है, किधर है, किधर है, किधर है. Now what I truly want you all to know is because of which we have built a belief that love is something which builds relationships. Love is something which creates the DNA of healthy relationship. No. Today, I want you all to know what truly builds the DNA of right and healthy relationship. And I call it as respect. Respect for the space you can give to the other person. Respect for the differences which you can get used to for your own self and for the other person. And respect for anything or everything which they do around you, which is right in their mental map. It may not be right in yours, but right in their mental map. How many of you feel this is a bulb on? Give me BO in the chat window. It's not going to be respect. It's not going to be love. It's going to be respect. The more you can give respect to people around you, the more you will get love from people around you. But most of the time, what we are doing in our relationships, we're trying to fix people. Give me a smile in the chat window if you know what I'm talking about. We are always looking for this person needs to do this differently. This person needs to do this differently. ये अगर ये change करेगा तो ये हो जाएगा. ये change हो जाएगा. ये change. And we're continuously right from the morning till night, whether with our kids or with our staff or with our husbands or with our wives or with our boyfriends or girlfriends or teammates, we're always focusing on what they need to fix in themselves, because once they fix themselves, I think my life is going to be sorted. Show me a raise of hands if you truly agree that you are really waiting for someone to fix themselves, and once they are fixed, our life is going to be getting sorted. Bad news. Not happening. How many of you in the room have waited for years now, waiting for someone else to get fixed, waiting for someone else to change so that your life can change? Give me in the chat when you feel like truly nahi Shruti, agar wo itni si cheez kar lena, अगर इतना बदल लेना, अगर ये चेंज आ जाना, तो बस मेरी लाइफ तो बिल्कुल सही है. We spend years. For some of us, we have spent, I don't know, 10 years. For some of us, I have seen spending them 30 years, over 30 years, waiting for the other person to change and cribbing and crying over that only when these things change, my relationship will be sorted. And guess what? If something has not changed in 30 years, it is not going to be getting changed on the 31st year. Hello? If something has not changed for 10 years, it is not going to be getting changed on 10-year day one, because you are looking at the wrong place. You are looking at the wrong place. But I want every single one of you to know that the only person whom you have to focus on in a relationship to change is, point at your own self. The only person whom I am responsible for to change in a relationship is me. I am not going to be coming out with my toolkit to fix people around me. I'm going to be only using this toolkit to fix my own self, because I know it for a fact that when I change, the whole world around me changes. They will either step up or they will leave. I'm going to be repeating that again. They will either step up or they leave. One of the two will happen. You do not have to do anything. All you have to do is work on your own self, to raising your energy and raising your bar to such a next level that the other person does not have any option but to move up to your level. But if you are someone who's going to be waiting for someone else to change, when it is, but I've stopped expecting, you know what we should be expecting? We are human beings. There's absolutely no way that we cannot expect from another human being. You know what we truly need to work on? We need to work on in dealing with disappointment when that expectation is not met. We will sit and do like एक दिन का expectation, उसके बाद दूसरे दिन का expectation, with तीसरे दिन का, we will have पहाड़ of expectation. And then suddenly when that expectation will not met, we'll say, we'll blast at that person, and the person will be wondering, lekin hua kya? Hello, how many of you can relate to that? Give me a smile in the chat window. The other person would be wondering, lekin hua kya? Hua ye ki tumhare jo mind ki expectations thi wo met nahi hui, and we are not the ones who know how, who do not have idea how to manage those disappointments. Some of the people in a relationship, I've heard this so many times, wherein we say, Shruti, I've given every part of my being to this relationship. Every part of my being to this relationship. But what have I got in return? How many of you are in that state? Give me in the chat window if you have gone through that. I've given so much to this, but what have I got in return? What have I got in return? My question to you is, who had asked you to give so much? Who? Kisne? The only reason you were giving so much to relationship was because that was your map of the world that you wanted to give. If you didn't want to do it, you should have stopped by then. Because how people treat you is not about them. How people treat you is about you. How have you trained people around you to treat you is the question which I want every single one of us to ask ourselves. Instead of asking that question to people, to other people, why do you do this to me? You ask your own self, what did I do that this person treats me like this? What do I need to do differently so that this person stops to treat me like this? If that's a bulb on, give me B08 in the chat window. If a colleague, if a team member is treating you that way, if not treating you, not giving you the respect, you need to see that what do I need to do starting from today that they start treating me well. Okay, so as says, my parents told me to adjust with the law, so I did everything so much that I lost myself. Now we know, right? What are we going to be doing from now? Write this down, guys. Every one of us did our best, what we know at that point in time. Every one of us, even the person who's mistreating you right now, is actually doing his or her best in the best ability they have. That's the best they know. That's how they know that how they need to treat you. Some of the times I say, when the car has been on 100 km/h, the first time one person disrespected you, if you took that in, the second time they disrespected you, you took them in. The third time they disrespected you, you took that in. The fourth time they're disrespecting you, you're saying, Arey yaar, why are they disrespecting me? Why did you say that when that happened for the first time? Now, maybe at that point in time, you didn't have the courage. Maybe at that point in time, you felt that if I take all this shit, maybe the shit will reduce. Hello? How many of us do that? Now, let me just keep on taking this shit because maybe because I keep taking the shit will reduce. No, it never reduces. It only expands. It only expands. It only multiplies. So instead, what I want every single one of you gone through who have right now in your life have trained people to disrespect you. I want you to start stepping up for your own self of setting the right boundaries. Now, what is that going to be happening? From today, it's a challenge to every one of you in the room. Pick up any relationship wherein you feel that I'm not treated well. Pick up any relationship wherein you feel that, you know, I truly deserve respect. I truly deserve love. And today is going to be your day to put a brake to that car which is going on 100 kilometers per hour. And what I want you to know, there's going to be a chaos. There's going to be a chaos. What happens if a car is at 100 kilometers per hour and you immediately puts a brake? The car is going to be swinging. Ding, 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 ding. That's what will happen in your relationship. Because the moment you will put the brake, ding, 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 will happen. And some of you will get uncomfortable with that. And what you would say, no, that 100 kilometers speed, pe ye ding, 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 to nahi ho raha tha. This ding, ding, ding is more uncomfortable. So what you would say is you'll take your brake back again. You'll say, come, do the disrespect again to me. Treat me like this again. Because every single time we are choosing short-term harmony over long-term disharmony. I'm going to be repeating, sorry. We're going to be choosing short-term disharmony over long-term harmony. We always say, थोड़ी सी disharmony ले लेते हैं, तो क्या है? मतलब let it just pass. From today, I want you all to have the courage not to allow it to pass. Because when every single time you're allowing things to pass, they're only expanding. They're not going anywhere. It's like sitting with an eyes closed and assuming there's no lion in front. अरे वो वहीं बैठा है, आंखें खोलो, देखो. So what I want you all to do is for anyone who have been going through a relationship wherein there is disrespect, I want you to start saying it out that I do not want to be treated this way. You will start that action for your own self. I do not like this. This truly hurts me. You're going to be showing out your emotions that this is how it is, and I would not allow that to be repeated to me. I had someone with whom I used to work. She was in an abusive relationship for 12 years. For 12 years, she was getting hit by her husband. Twice I met her, and the only person I spoke to was her. Third time when I met her, she said, "Marpeet band ho gayi hai." Nothing of that existed. I never met the husband. I never trained the husband. The only person in that relationship changed was her. And the moment you change, automatically the people will around you will begin to change. But the only question is, do you have the courage to change, or are you going to be allowing that to happen for yourself forever? Now, the second thing which I want you to know is you're not going to be taking out your talwar and say, hey, you need to fix. We are not going to be doing that. All we're going to be doing is saying that this hurts, and I would not want you to say or treat me like that. Are you guys with me on that? Give me yes in the chat window if you are with me on that. For any relationship, this hurts, please don't say that to me. You know, you're going to be starting with the request, and then you will firmly repeat it, even if you have to repeat it 10 times. You know, some of us, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing it one time. We're going to be doing it second time. We're going to be doing it third time. And then we're going to be saying, Shruti, does not work. It will not work because we have trained people around us for years. And what we are expecting them to change is by telling them once or twice or thrice. No, they have been trained for years. You need to work with them to undo that training for many days and weeks to come. But it is going to be happening. But the question is, are you going to be getting started today, or are you going to be allowing this to happen like forever? How many of you here are going to be choosing to get started today? Give me today in the chat window. It could be your friend. It could be your spouse. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. It could be your team member. This is a challenge. I want every single one of you to take up for yourself. At any place, anyone around you makes you feel smaller, you need to tell yourself that today I take the charge of training them how to treat me. I take the charge of training them how to treat me. And that's going to be the affirmation of today. I want every single one of you in the room to have that power and to take that power within your own self that, Shruti, I take the charge of teaching people how to treat me. I take the charge. I am not going to be waiting for people to get fixed, for people to change. I take the charge that how they need to treat me. They can be whatever they want outside, but with me, they need to be like this. With me. Now, the second question which I want you all to ask yourself is, how do I treat my own self? How do I treat my own self? Because most of the time we are mistreated when we mistreat our own self. Our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. If you're someone who beat yourself again and again and again and again, I can tell you the world will beat you. Because they know this person can be beaten. Remember, in life, there's always a victim and there's a predator. The question is, who's the victim at this point in time? So if you're going to be victim to your own self all over again, you're going to be seeing that you will always find people who are attacking you. So the affirmation is, I take the charge of teaching people how to treat me. I take the charge of teaching people how to treat me. And the moment you're going to be taking that charge, what I also want you guys to know is, there's going to be some friction. How many of you know that? There's going to be a friction. The other person is not going to be liking you telling them that how they need to treat you. How many of you know that? That's also going to be happening. Because every single time you build boundaries, every single time you tell someone how they need to treat you, they're not going to be liking it. And at that point in time, some of you will get guilty. The others in the room who like really have their heart out for the world will start feeling guilty. Are yaar, I'm telling him or her like this and they're not liking it. You will start feeling guilty. And at that point in time, I want you to process the guilt, because it is okay to be guilty, but it is not okay to be bitter towards our own loved ones. If that's a bulb on, give me BO in the chat window. It is okay to be guilty, but it is not okay to be bitter around our loved ones. So if you are someone who's built the bitter, it's going to be taking a little time to reduce that bitter. But from now, at least do not give yourself a chance to become more bitter around it. Yes, awesome. So the challenge for today is, start working on finding that one person whom you need to train on helping them how they need to treat you. You will start taking small steps. And when I say small step, I don't want you to take out your sword and be ready to thrash them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to fix people. Just tell them, I do not like when you talk to me like that. I do not appreciate when you disrespect me. Hindi mein bolo, English mein bolo, dil se bolo, and keep repeating the same line. You don't have to bring your sword at it. The only thing you need to say is, please, no, 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 no. And you'll automatically see, as you keep doing it, slowly and steady, you'll see the people will either stop doing it or they will just move out of your life. With me, yes, if that helps, give me H in the chat window. So every single one of you take this challenge. From tomorrow, we're going to be getting deeper into it in terms of how do we label people, how do we kind of, put people into the self-fulfilling prophecy wherein they continue doing the things which they have been doing to us from a very long time. Now, tomorrow, what time are we meeting?